Today, I am partnering up with my friends over at Bed Bath & Beyond to not only show you how easy their curbside pickup is and holiday gift ideas, but to DIY this pampas grass Christmas tree that Holly walked out and showed me, and I couldn't get out of my brain. Since I don't have a 15-foot Christmas tree to decorate like I do every year for the past 7 years, I wanted to do things a little bit differently this time around.
But it's damn cute though.
Well, hello. Today I'm going to be teaching you something that came out of pure inspiration because Holly walked out and showed me a photo, and now my brain cannot let it go, just like Callie with her ball.
I don't want to work for nothing.
I want to bring to you a beginner DIY that is absolutely, hopefully, future Rachel, it is beautiful. And I'm going to bring you along the process of literally how simple this is by picking up a 4x4 sheet of plywood, or if you have scrap wood on hand, you can go ahead and cut that down, making a little DIY circle jig and showing you how to cut that down as well, and then DIYing a pampas grass Christmas tree. So that's what we're going to get into today. 4x4, nothing special. We don't really need to be concerned with this because you will not be seeing it. I did a little bit of research and saw that a 34, like 30 to 30 inch diameter base circle would be great when DIYing Christmas trees for like a rough 7-foot tree. So I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so I can kind of play with the range of it. All I'm going to be doing is taking what I would like to be the diameter of the bottom of the Christmas tree and cut that in half, pin a nail in the circle, and make a little woohoo. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Go ahead, cut it, wow. Put the sucker away. Go ahead, pick the center. And it's gonna be 30 inches, so I'm gonna do it in the middle just to be safe, on the safer side of things. I kept a little bit of excess. That way I have some to tie the pencil on and some to tie the nail onto. That's the situation we're gonna do right now. All right, sick. Now that we have the nail into the board with the string tied with a knot, we're gonna tie the pencil to the other end, make a circle, and cut that out. I'm gonna hit it with the jigsaw, and that is because I don't need to get crazy or make this look absolutely incredible. It's just gonna be the base of the tree. But if you wanna go ahead and use a router, if you wanna make a rig, it's completely up to you. I need to invest in a better jigsaw. This one is a Ryobi one. I do not recommend it. And also I have no idea, looking back, why I decided to cut this circle in the middle of the plywood. What a waste. Do it off to the corner so you don't have to waste as much wood as I am. I have no idea what I was thinking right here. As I mentioned before, I'm not going to stress out that this is not a perfect circle because it is the base of a tree. I moved forward with taking some sandpaper. I went from a 60 to an 80 to 120, just roughly on the outside to make sure I'm not getting splinters because I'm the one working with it and I don't want to hurt my hands. Do as I say and not as I do right here. I am not wearing a mask, and you always want to be wearing a mask when you're cutting, when you're sanding. So I just want to make that crystal clear right here because this is a no-go in my book. I don't know. Again, my brain just was not there, people. Woodbrain actually came over on Monday and we were discussing different ways to frame this out and make it as easy as possible. And she has put together a similar tree base before with zip ties because it just makes your life way easier. It is more easy to shift around. It's not so like stagnant and still with screws. While she was over here, she showed me these different pins and sent them over my way, and that is the whole basis of the frame for this. I know that the viral pin or the viral Instagram that I'm seeing has a completely different structure because of how it's floofed out, but I just want to make a budget friendly and something that's more obtainable for anybody, in my opinion. That being said, I want to show you how I'm sketching out this DIY. This is what I typically do. So what I'm thinking is two things, okay? This is gonna be the circle base. I'm literally looking at the viewfinder to draw this. Anything in Sharpie is gonna be wood. Lindsay and I thought the easiest way to do this would have that circle base and take 1x2 furring strips, cut them down to size, and zip lock them kind of around the circle for support. like that. The chicken wire will then like wrap around this, or we'll layer it in sections, if that makes more sense, in between, so the pampas grass can be stacked into it. And then I'm just gonna be attaching all the wood together so it moves very easily with zip ties. A little tip, I always suggest sketching any and everything out if you have no idea how you're gonna build it. My thought process is for us to be able to add the pampas grass in between here, because they didn't show how they made it, I don't think, the inspiration that everybody's finding it from. So Holly and I and Lindsay are just collaborating to see what will work best. I've listed and linked all materials down below for you guys. This one is a very, very basic build, which I'm very excited about because we did one over the weekend as well. I'm gonna move forward with marking where I want to pre-drill holes to slide in the zip ties to connect the dowels to. I raised up that circle so I don't drill into my workspace. It kind of didn't work. Fun fact, I needed to take it outside, but it was just too chilly. And I moved forward with using the thickest drill bit I had available per the biggest zip tie I was gonna use. I love having a best friend that is also a carpenter because, quite frankly, I was going to go about this build in one of the most difficult ways, I think, and now looking back at how easy this space is, it just blows my mind, and I'm really grateful for Lynn's and her input. Already should connect up top. I want to bring you with me. Come with me, friend. Okay, let's see what these guys gotta do, okay? Where are you at? I would highly recommend getting a second pair of hands. I only had 3 extra sets of dog paws, and those don't come in handy besides being super cute and playful. I tried my best to balance this and zip tie it as a one-woman show. And as I said before, I'm very hyped with the fact that this is such a basic yet big quote-unquote build or holiday DIY that I believe is fully attainable for anybody if you customize the size for your space. Before we head into adding the chicken wire, then fast tracking to adding the pampas grass, I want to go ahead and shop for some of the gifts that are going to go underneath this Christmas tree this year. And that is why I partnered up with my friends over at Bed Bath & Beyond. They're just making this holiday season so easy for me. It's funny because when I was younger, I thought it'd be cool to get my parents like gifts that were quirky. And as I get older, I realize how much like kitchenware and massagers and things to do with coffee are just the perfect gift for anybody. And I mean, Bed Bath & Beyond has such a wide selection. You're bound to find something for everyone you love. Bed Bath & Beyond is now offering curbside pickup, buy online and pick up in store, and even same-day delivery. It is insanely helpful to be able to look at what store has which item available, and if you really can, just zoom there, go through curbside pickup and get it the same day, or if you might need to order it and get it delivered to you. Bed Bath & Beyond's site really makes it easy for you to maneuver and ensure that you are heading to the right store for pickup, the email notifications, and even text notifications when everything is ready. The speed of the curbside pickup, my friends, let me tell you, is something that I'm all about. Not only is it completely free, but it is literally so convenient and quick, and you can get it in 2 hours or less when you're doing their contactless curbside pickup. After I placed my order, I went right back to work for a couple of hours until I got the notification that I can head over to the store and pick up the items that I literally just placed, which was, I love that because that's my love language, is efficiency and saving time. That legitimately took 2 seconds pulling up and getting it. They walked it directly out. And now the remainder of my items are waiting back at home. So let's wrap these suckers up. If any of this is tickling your fancy with your love language of how to shop like it is mine, where I can shop from the comfort of my home, not feel rushed and really take my time and dive in, also with the health and safety at the top of my mind, but also at Bed Bath & Beyond's making this curbside contactless pickup for you, head over to bedbathandbeyond.com right now. I have linked it down below for you and it's up on the screen, and start to shop for your holiday season. Thank you so much to Bed Bath & Beyond for sponsoring today's episode and also being able to let me gift my family and friends some really special items. And I hope they're not watching this and they don't know who they are getting what. Rude. Now that we have presents to go underneath this DIY pampas grass tree, I wanted to move forward with adding the chicken wire. And this is where Lindsay and I kind of went back and forth about the hole size of this chicken wire. And I opted to get something that was on the smaller side and just use wire snips if I needed to open it up versus getting a thicker hold chicken wire and it not being able to hold the stems of the pampas grass because I've never worked with pampas grass before, so I wasn't sure what to expect. Just like we did in the drawing, I really did wrap the chicken wire around in a circular motion, the way that it was basically raveled up. And then I used zip ties, nothing else, to put it all together. It's nothing that's going to be a crazy amount of weight. I think if there is something, obviously, that's going to be dangerous if it was falling over or it was just something on the heavier and bulkier side of things, clearly zip ties might not be the way to go for the chicken wire. You can also use this frame to be like a card tree or a floral tree, feather tree. You could do anything with this base, I think, if you wanted to like stick things into it and customize it to your taste. It doesn't have to be pampas grass. Okay, so I know, we know, a bunch of zip ties. But this doesn't need to be difficult, people. You don't need to make this excruciating in order to get the full look. I still need to zip tie one more thing down, but I want to move it into the space into there where I have another Christmas tree, move that Christmas tree elsewhere so it can be a card tray, and then flower mart tomorrow morning to get all the grass. Once all the chicken wire was nice and secured from floor to tip top, I decided to move it into place and it fit nice and snug. Your girl woke up the next morning at 5 o'clock and headed down to the flower mart, and what an experience that was for my first time by myself. Okay, well, you are about to see how much I got for $240. I thought that was a steal. I was just like mind boggled at the price that these came at, but fun fact, not so fun fact, when I got back home, I got a DM by them that it was $1,600 in total, not $240. That is definitely not what I would have spent on all of this, and I am just gonna see what I need to use and then kind of bite the bullet, since it was kind of my mistake and their mistake, meet them in the middle and see what we can do. But yeah, $1,600 versus $240 is such a big difference. But let's see how many we actually need and keep track, and then see what we can bring back to the flower mart. I'm super grateful though, because Ellen Marie Floral Boutique and we connected here on Instagram, and that would have really sucked if I walked away and they had no idea how to get a hold of me and I just took that much product for that price. So I don't know how the mix-up happened, but we're here. We have a plethora of pampas grass, so let's get started, see what we are using, and then I can give you like the real price breakdown that I got from the flower mart, because it's kind of all over the place right now. Immediately when I got the pampas grass, I started to realize that the structure of the viral tree definitely isn't like this one, because this one is going to start to lay on the flatter side of things. If I wanted them to stick straight out, that would mean that I probably would have to use roughly $1,500 to $2,500 worth of pampas grass to completely fill this thing. Once I realized that, I am not about to spend that money on this tree, but I did want to see what I could do to make it work with the original budget that I thought I was purchasing, which is the $240 for the 30 bundles of 5 stems of each pampas grass. And I'm only going to be covering the tree that you can see, not all the way around, to save us a little bit of time, money, and energy.
This is the messiest thing in the world. Like, what?
Even though it kind of looked like I was laying a skirt on a mannequin, I persevered through and just stuck with it because I didn't want to quit in the middle of it and it ends up looking really cute. But I gotta tell you, I was a little bit on the deflated side right now in this moment in time of the pampas.
Can't get over it. How expensive. Oh. I want to cry at the fact that that was how much it is. This is the mess.
The skirt mannequin factor was becoming less and less, and more of a large cousin it was what I was starting to think it looked like. And then the further that I progressed on this thing, to me it just looked like a dead tree, and I was a little bit sad about it. But I know that I can't get too bummed. I just wanted to give this a go and see what I could do with it.
That's where we're at there. But what I find really cool about this time around, there are 22 of these. My original order was gonna be for 30 of these, but instead I was about to get 300. I opted to not get the third bundle, which means I have 200 of these in total, which means I need to return 170 of them, because I'm actually gonna keep 8 and pay for the 240 that I originally wanted, because I do think having that available for the remainder of this tree is gonna make a world of difference. So, cute.
This is just like glitter, if not worse in my opinion. I'm gonna be finding this in crevasses of the house and myself for weeks on end.
Add in that you have to clean your house for roughly a week after you install because it is legitimately everywhere. It's looking really pretty. And I'm gonna do the lights and then make my way to some of the decorations. I don't want to do too many because it's not a structure like the one that's viral, but it damn cute though. So I'm just gonna Velcro these actually to the physical wherever.
This is where I started to regret how the pampas was laying and that I didn't do it the straight sticking out way that the viral tree had, because adding lights and ornaments is definitely doable, but it's not gonna give that huge wow factor like that viral photo has. I may do by trickling some fairy lights throughout, kind of in like a drapey motion, and then I implemented just a few different sizes of these really beautiful glass ornaments. Okay, so this is a great example of Instagram versus reality, and although it's not hideous, it's definitely not what I was originally intending. I did fall in love with it when I stepped back with the lights and the ornaments in just the golden hour. Where we live, it really does look stunning. In my opinion, because this thing is in front of me in person, it looks so much better in person, and on camera it doesn't really do it justice. This thing is taller than me. It is about 6-ish, a little bit over 6 feet, and I think it's truly incredible when you step back and start to fill in the pampas. It does kind of just make you fall in love with it. I don't know what it is about pampas grass that does that. I know some of these DIYs haven't been our typical, but you guys, I haven't been able to nest in holiday like I typically do with my 15-foot tree and all my holiday traditions after the breakup. So I wanted to nest a little bit and do some holiday things. We'll get back to builds though quite shortly.
Now don't mind the lack of molding. We will get to it. We're gonna cover that with presents because we don't wanna do that until, oh my gosh, I am just absolutely obsessed. Okay.
I can't help but laugh just like how this is not like the photo, and it does look like a bit of a dead tree, but I swear to God, in person it is truly stunning and it is very unique. And you can reuse all this pampas for future pampas things. Don't forget to head over to Bed Bath & Beyond for fast, easy, contactless shopping for this holiday season. I have linked them down below for you, as well as some of the gifts that I will be giving this holiday season if you guys are looking for some ideas. Thank you so much to Bed Bath & Beyond for sponsoring today's video, and thank you to you guys again for your support and patience throughout this weird month that I've been having and the variety of content I've been pumping out. I will see you soon for another DIY.